Okay, so why am I peeling this plasti dip off these wheels that have the outboard beads broken? So these are my winter wheels. These are off a 98 to '02 Forester. They're 15s, and I have 5 of them. I always wanted to have a full-size spare, especially having a car that's all-wheel drive, so that if I do blow a tire out and I'm in the middle of nowhere, like in Iowa or South Dakota, I can just bolt on my spare and keep going. And it's already burnt down the match because I rotate them all. But these are my winter wheels, and they have directional tires on them now, Michelin X Ices. So I mounted the spare as a right side, since you're most likely to get a flat on the right rear or get a puncture on the right rear. How does that work, having 3 rights and 2 lefts? Well, I rotate once or twice in the winter because I drive so much. So the first year, the lefts accumulated the most miles, and then the rights accumulated less, but I keep very good track of that. Every rotation, I keep track of which tire has how many miles in what position. And at the time when I started running this, I had easy access to a tire machine. I just flip them around if I needed to for the next winter, since this is going to be my 4th winter. So after one winter, I figure out what's got the fewest miles, and since the left's going to accumulate the most, whatever tires had the lowest amount of miles were going to be lefts, and then the 3 with the most miles would be rights, because then they'll have a chance to have a chance for the ones that are on the left to catch up in miles. And then I've just repeated that, and this car wears tires so evenly that I don't think there's ever more than like a 30-second difference. So it's not hurting anything. Subaru's tolerance should be 30 seconds, and mine's dum-dum all-wheel drive. It's just a viscous coupler and 2 open diffs, and so it can't disengage all-wheel drive like the automatics do. Like when you put your spare on, it knows you put your spare on. It'll disengage all-wheel drive. It's sending equal power all the time, 50-50. Now, why did I pick these wheels? So a week after I bought the car, there was a junkyard up north selling all 4 of these at $30 or $35 a piece, or 4 of them, I should say. And they didn't want cores. I think they were just off of, I think it was just their car they used, like their car to bomb around the yard with. And they ended up scrapping it and then selling the wheels off of it. I bought a 5th one from a different junkyard, so I had the complete set. And why did I pick 15s? Because I could. I think this is the first generation of Impreza that never came with 15s, or at least in the States, but there's enough clearance to go down to 15s. I don't think you can on a sport. Sports, you can go down to 16s. But there's, I thought I was being cool. See if I can show you. So there's so little clearance that between the caliper that I thought I was being cool, and any of these that needed outboard weights, since I had these powder coated, I didn't want to tack them on the face, so I taped them in the back pockets of the spokes, which would be further out than the calipers. So what's the deal with the color? When I had them powder coated, the color that they are looked darker to me. So I thought light blue car, dark green wheels would look good together. And then, well, the color was called patina, and it ended up coming out this not great looking green. So the first winter, I ran them this color, the powder coated color. Second year, I ran them white, plasti dipped them all white. Last year, and if you watch one of my first videos, I had them bronze. And then this year, since I only flipped 2, I didn't have to, usually I'd have to flip like 3 or 4. And only 1 would not get flipped. So then I ended up tearing all the plasti dip off because the duck head's gonna start peeling it up. 3 of them are going to be bronze, and then I'm not entirely sure what color those 2 are going to go. One of these is going to be spare for half the winter, so I'm going to have one mismatched, and then if I rotate them in the middle of winter, of 1 and 1 on each side. It is a little early for me to put my winter wheels on, but I still have the factory all seasons for my summer tires, and like if you were to buy those alone, not get them coming on a car, they're a 45,000 mile tread life warranty, and I'd have to look. I'm probably at least 20,000 past that on all of them, and that's including, that's time on the road for each one. That's not including the total time I've been on summers, because there's the 5th one. And the other day on the highway, it was wet, and it did understeer and flash the stability control. So I think I'm gonna go to 205 60/16 and put Falcon Wall Peak trails on and just try to run the mirror around, because I don't think I'm gonna get too many more winters out of these. Just try to go back to one set of tires. I do want to do a small lift because this car bottoms out a lot. Also, because I had access to a tire machine, every time they went around, when one went to the spare position, I would flip it, because center range for camber on this car is negative. I think half a degree negative is dead center, and then it's over a degree negative in the back for center range for what Subaru says. So they're all going to get inside wear. So every time one went to the spare, I'd flip it so that it would even out on each side. And they wore very, very well. So how I rotated 5 for the summers is spare to right rear to right front to left rear to left front to spare. And for the winters, left side just flips front to back, and then spare rear front, spare rear front for the right side. And if everything goes right and I can lift it next year, I want those 18 spoke 2000 to 2004 Legacy GT wheels. They're slightly higher offset. We're splitting hairs though. It's only a couple millimeters. I might do spacers. I don't recommend spacers just for the fact of using spacers. So I would leave that as do as I say, not as I do. So I had the 4, and then I got a 5th of the Legacy wheels. But the 5th one that I got has mangled lug nut holes. So now I paid for that, and it's a core. So now I got to check a 5th down during this winter, and then get those powder coated, because they're 20-year-old wheels. Powder coat just seals everything up so nice and smooths everything out. Even though the I'd have to, oh, there it goes, right there. These were pitting. These were really old when I got them anyway, but they were dirt cheap. I like to run OE wheels off of other makes of the same brand. I'm really surprised how well this Scotch painter's tape is. Or is it Scotch, or is it just 3M? Anyway, I couldn't tell you how many years I've had this roll sitting around outside, all sorts of temperatures, and it's sticking to tires without really even having to try. There's one bit of advice. I buy a lot of tools from Harbor Freight, a lot of other things from Harbor Freight. I really hate their masking tape. Comparing that to any 3M tape, this is worth every penny more. Oh, I got them masked off now. Now time to go to the store and find something to spray them with. I gotta remember to put a cap on there.
just to show the difference between my winter tire size and my summer tire size. The summers are the tires that came on the car, and they're 205 55 16, and the winter tires are 195 65 15. See, they're mathematically the 195s on a 15 is slightly taller, but it is so slight. And I'm backwards. I run steels for the summer because that's what the car came with. And then there's those wheels that I just plastied up. Even though this one's going to the spare, so you won't see it for half the winter. 15-inch Forester wheels.